Welcome back to Mind Sculpting MTG. I'm Captain Foggy. Today we're going to be doing a little play testing with my Grixis burn deck. Alright, so anyways, this is our opening hand right here. I got an Enigma Drake, Tormenting Voice, Fatal Push. Got all of my color options that I could possibly need. I'm going to keep this. Got a Gyre Sanitarium too, ways to draw cards, removal, a creature, so don't see what's not liked about that, so skip to my turn. There we go. Alright. Stumbling through my words a little bit, but that's okay. I'll get better at this as time goes on. My turn. So, we have just drawn a Canyon Slow. We're going to save that to draw cards maybe later on. We're going to lead off with a Sunken Hollow. Pass the turn. Alright, so the reason why I'm playing the Sunken Hollow right now is because Spirebluff Canal can come down this turn untapped. Oh, cool, we got two of them. That's even better now. Alright. So right this second, I don't see anything that I need to even Fatal Push. I can discard that here in a little bit to a Tormenting Voice if I really don't need it. That'll just be discard fodder. Get down an Enigma Drake in just a moment. Let's see if they play a threat I can use that Fatal Push on. Wonder what this guy's playing. Little disclaimer real quick. My opponent that I'm playing against might be using some Hour of Devastation cards. I'm only using everything that was printed that was standard legal as of Amonkhet. So, you know, my deck needs to be updated, I guess, a little bit here in a little bit. Now that Hour of Devastation has been fully spoiled. Hasn't been released as of this recording. Alright, so I've got a Cathartic Reunion. I've got plenty of lands. I am thinking about going ahead and getting this Spirebluff Canal down. Alright, we'll go ahead and play the Enigma Drake. Nothing in my graveyard, so it's going to be a 0-4, but at least I got a good blocker. Let's see if they got any responses. Alright, no responses. Pass the turn. Not sure what my opponent could be playing just yet. He's playing the same colors so far, obviously, as I am. So who knows, he could be playing a Grixis controlled deck, as foretold. Alright. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on as foretold. Once each turn, including my turn, his turn, you may pay 0 mana rather than pay the mana cost for a spell you cast with converted mana cost X or less, where X is the number of time counters on as foretold. So we've got 3 mana at the moment open. We can go ahead and drop this Wandering Fumarole. I say get in with the Storm Chaser Mage. Leave up that black mana just in case. Don't think I'm going to wind up needing it. However, we are going to bring back that Enigma Drake because it's a 0-4, not going to do any good anyways. However, obviously we're probably going to be playing against a control deck of some sort. I don't think Fatal Push is going to hit anything they might have in their repertoire. So we're going to discard that to a Tormenting Voice or Cathartic Reunion. If we draw something good like, say, I don't know, like an Alms in the Vein or maybe a Fiery Temper next turn, that would be excellent because then we could just Cathartic Reunion, discard the Fatal Push, discard the Madness spell, get 3 cards in. Okay, well, never mind, that's not going to happen. Bantu's Last Reckoning. Alright. Fair play. Fair play. So I got no creatures now. So I guess it's time to, well, there you go. Madness spell right there. Time to go ahead and see what we can do from here. We're going to start dumping cards in our graveyard, drawing some cards, seeing what we can do. Hopefully he can't out card advantage us. In the past, this deck does really good drawing cards. I draw plenty of cards, no problem whatsoever. So let's go ahead and pop off this Cathartic Reunion. Discard the Fiery Temper and the Fatal Push. Obviously the Fatal Push is not needed. We will side those out next game. Come on. Alright. Well, alright. So we want to keep the Wandering Fumarole. That's for sure. Don't know if we really need the cut at the moment, but we will go ahead and fire off this Tormenting Voice. Actually, no, we're going to pass the turn. because at the end of his turn, I'm going to cycle this canyon slow. Alright, cycling a sensor. It's okay with me. It's one counterspell out of your hand. So this is definitely Grixis control that we're going up against. Kind of curious to see what this guy is running as far as counterspells and removal. I've always been a huge fan of Grixis colors. Alright, cool. So that's something good we can do. Don't see what he could, well, I don't know. He's got 2 counters on the As Foretold. Alright, let's see. So no basic lands on the field. We could go ahead and get this Foreboding Ruins. Plus we've got a Gyre Reach Sanitarium on the field. Yes, and yes. Alright, so we're going to lead off with a Storm Chaser Mage. Tormenting Voice. We are going to discard the Sunken Hollow just in case we need the cut here in a little bit. I don't know, maybe he's running a Torrential Gearhulk. That 4 damage would come in handy against that. Alright, so that's not too bad. Cathartic Reunion. We're going to hold on to that for a second. We're going to beat in for 2. Nothing he can do about that. Take the 2. Fatal Push, never mind. Alright, so cancel. Alright, seems good. No, we still go ahead and pass the turn. We'll save our Cathartic Reunion for next turn when we can actually pop off that Fiery Temper. Alright, obviously nothing on his turn. He's waiting for me to do things. Alright, so don't really see us needing that Foreboding Ruins. We'll go ahead and drop the second Wandering Fumarole, so that way here in a little bit when we run out of other things to do, we can sink our mana into beating in with those. We'll Cathartic Reunion. Discard the Fiery Temper and the Foreboding Ruins. Do something about it. I mean, obviously, if you can't see right here, he's got 46 cards in his deck. I have 37. Obviously, we have no issues drawing cards. However, we just freaking drew into all of our cut to ribbons. So, with that being said, we are going to Cathartic Reunion once more. We are going to discard 2 cut to ribbons. Draw some more cards, because why not? That's what I like to do. Of course you're not going to let me do that. But I have the double black now for the ribbons. No, I don't have the mana open to pay that. Oh well. And as for Told, yes, I'm digging it. I mean, obviously it's not good for me right now, but I'm digging it in the Grixis build that he's got. I love control decks too, for that matter. It doesn't really matter what I'm playing. I'm usually having a good time if I'm playing Magic. What about you? Some people may not like playing against control decks. They probably kind of feel like, you know, a control deck is, oh, so I don't get to play. Well, you know, that's the whole thing about Magic. Build your deck to do what it does, and if it does it well, it usually wins. Alright, so there's one of our basic mountains. Wow. Alright, so let's see. He's got 4 counters on the As Foretold. No Torrential Gearhulk yet. Maybe he's not even running it. Who knows? Let's see. Got 7 lands already. Really don't care about getting any more, so I might just go ahead and pitch this mountain. Well, I don't know. He's at 13, so I got a better idea. I don't know, he might have a counter spell. Probably does have a counter spell. Might as well just go ahead and do it anyway. So let's see. So we got 2 black sources. That leaves us with 5 that we can put into the ribbons. Play the mountain. Awesome. Cool. Alright, now we are good to go. Does he have a counterspell? Alright, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards unless you return a land. Alright, so he doesn't have a counterspell. He has ways of finding one, it looks like, however. Tragic Lesson, when I saw that in the spoilers, looked really good. 3 mana to draw 2 cards. It's great. Really no downside. I guess somebody, alright, cool. It resolves, that's what I'm talking about. Looks like somebody wanted to see if they could draw more cards than me. Pass the turn, nothing else I can do right this second. So the great thing is if I draw a land and he can't get a counter spell, I win next turn. But that actually is more of a long shot, so I'm going to swing in with a Wandering Ephemeral more than likely. Definitely going to be siding in some counter spells. Cathartic Reunion, we're going to hold on to that, that's for sure. Alright, let's see. Wish you could beat him with both, that'd be awesome. Figured a Fatal Push was coming. So with that being said, we are going to Gyro Reach Sanitarium on the spot, just because. Throw a little wrench in his plan a little bit, make him make some hard choices. Okay, so that's fine. We will discard that other Cut to Ribbons. It's kind of a magical Christmas land moment right there. Having 3 Cut to Ribbons in the deck, I've seen all 3 of them, and all 3 of them have managed to make their way into the graveyard. Pass the turn. Alright, so that's what I really like about Supreme Will. You can use it as a counter spell, or you can basically use it as an Anticipate. So I was wondering what we were going to do when we got rid of Anticipate whenever the set rotation happened. Now I know. Supreme Will. Alright. Upkeep. Alright, cool. So I do not need that. However, I do need the Storm Chaser Mage. So this is what we'll do. Hopefully he doesn't have another. Okay. Of course you got a counterspell. Gyro Reach Sanitarium. How about that? Leaving open both of my colors that I need. Alright, so nothing really. If anything, we are going to discard the Foreboding Ruins because we can cycle away the Canyon Slow. We will pass the turn from here. Still a lot deeper into my deck than he is. However, he might... there you go. Drawing more cards. Tragic Lesson. I love it. Definitely a card I need to put in this deck, of perhaps. I don't know. This deck would be really cool if we could draw more cards like that. Nickel Bolas, really? Alright, and Dark Intermissions. I did not even know that was in his graveyard. Wasn't even paying attention. Alright, when you cast a Bolas Planeswalker spell, exile Dark Intimations from your graveyard. That Planeswalker enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. So, he's trying to make this a thing. 8 loyalty counters on it already. Ultimate is 12. Exile each non-land permanent your opponent's control. Each opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. Alright. So it's a +1 for sure. Alright, so Grixis control. Alright, unfortunately I have no other options. I have to just go ahead and let him destroy my hand. I think this guy has the game now. Alms the Vein. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm gonna Gyre Reach Sanitarium so I can draw a card in the process. Cool. Cast the Alms the Vein. Excellent. Does he have a counterspell? Of course he does. Well, we are going to hold up this land just in case we run into a Cathartic Reunion. I'm thinking he's probably got this game. However, I still have a Wandering Fumarole. Still have 2 ribbons. I think I should just go that game plan. Build up my hand a little bit better. Yeah, I won't play any more cards. I'll just utilize what I already have at my disposal. Alright, so what was that second one? Target opponent exile. Oh, the first one should be. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of his or her hand or her library until he or she exiles a non-land card. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Look at that. Now he's got a Storm Chaser Mage of his own. Nicol Bolas. The God-Pharaoh. You know, honestly, I didn't think Nicol Bolas would really see play because of his huge mana cost. I've been trying to think of, you know, what's the best way to utilize that. Oh, really? Look at that. Huh. Yeah, because he exiled quite a few cards with that ability. So he's got the mana to pretty much play my deck now, almost. Wow. That is crazy. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like we're definitely going with the game plan that we originally said we would. We're gonna beat him with the Wandering Fumarole. Let's see. Exile all non-land permanents. I don't have any non-land permanents, so I'm not really worried about that ultimate right this second. Alright. We're going for it. Okay. Digging. Okay. Just because we can. Huh, alright. Got a shock. Got a mountain I can play. I'm not giving up. Alright, it might be time to give up now at this point. Praise Nicol Bolas. Call this deck burning for Bolas because it's Grixis colors, but yeah, I'm burning for Bolas right now, that's for sure. This is a treat. 13 loyalty counters. He's beating me up with my own Storm Chaser Mage. He's got a Pyramid of the Pantheon now. He's got one card in his hand. So wait, I'm starting to ask myself this question now. He has Alms of the Vein and Fiery Tempers in his deck, it looks like. Huh. Yeah. No, he's using that ability. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Not even thinking, apparently. Okay, got a Enigma Drake now. Oh my goodness, he's a 12-4. If only I could give him haste. That would be excellent. That'd be most excellent. It really doesn't matter at this point, though, because I have 6 life left. All he's got to do is -4 and target me. I cannot win this game. We are at least going to do this anyways, just so he can get off one more counterspell against us. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to be doing it for 6. Just because. Alright, no counterspell. And instead of conceding, we'll actually let him -4 us away. Do that 7 damage. Come on. There you go. That's game.